Snowboarding by Liam G. What is snowboarding? Snowboarding is a recreational winter sport that involves sliding down snow-covered mountains and hills while standing on a board strapped to the rider's feet. It uses a special boot that is strapped into bindings before going down the mountain. Snowboarding evolved from the idea of surfing and was modified to work on snow. Today, snowboarding is a popular sport and is enjoyed by riders of all ages. Some riders are as young as 2 years old, and some riders have even been as old as 70. Today, almost all ski hills allow snowboarders to ride on their mountains. This is a diagram of a snowboard. The base is the part that you slide on the snow with. The tail is the back and the nose is the front. The effective edge is the amount of edge that you will use as you turn. And the side cut radius is how long your edge is. On the lower right, there's a picture of a modern snowboard, and it is a Burton X, Custom X. Origins of snowboarding. The very first idea of snowboarding began in 1929 by M.J. Jack Burchett. It consisted of strapping a long plank of wood to the rider's feet using rope and horse reins. Later, in 1965, Sherman Poppin invented the snurfer, which consisted of strapping two skis together and then attaching them to the rider's feet. Then Poppin added a rope to the tip of the plank that was held by the rider for stability. The snurfer was then marketed and sold over 500,000 times in 1966 alone. After snurfing became big, Poppin decided to start competitions for it, and a man named Tom Sims entered. Sims had made a snowboard in his woodshop class when he was 14 years old by attaching carpet to a wooden plank and adding aluminum plating to the bottom. Sims marketed his snowboards in the 70s. During this time, a young man named Jake Burton Carpenter competed in competitions, impressing the crowds with his self-designed bindings. That same year, he founded Burton Snowboards in Vermont. His snowboards were made of flexible wooden planks and had water ski foot straps. Today, Burton is one of the biggest and most popular snowboarding companies. As snowboarding became more and more popular, snowboarding pioneers such as Jake Burton Carpenter, Tom Sims, Dmitry Movolich, Chuck Barfoot, and Mike Olson and their respective companies developed new and more modern designs that have evolved into modern snowboarding today. The original snowboards. On the left there's a snurfer, and it shows what a snurfer is. It's like a ski surfer. And on the right it's one of the first Burton boards, which was very similar to the snurfer. Who can snowboard? There are absolutely no requirements to start snowboarding except the gear to snowboard, a means of transportation to the hill, and the will to learn. Most ski hills offer snowboarding lessons and snowboard rentals. You can usually buy a 1-hour lesson during which you will learn the basics of snowboarding. If you want to buy a snowboard, it is suggested you try it first, as some people find it very frustrating and may quit after their first time on a snowboard. How to get started. Find a ski hill close to your home that you're comfortable traveling to. There are ski hills all over North America. Once you have selected a ski hill, you can either go to the ski hill and rent gear and get a lesson, or you can buy all the gear you need right away. The basic gear that you will need is a snowboard, snowboard boots, snow pants, and a winter coat, warm socks, warm gloves, a helmet, bindings, and a lift ticket to the hill you're going to. You can buy most of this gear from your local sportswear store such as Sport Check. For the lift ticket, you'll need to buy it at the hill you're going to. How does snowboarding work? Snowboards have a base, the part that touches the snow, just like skis, and that base allows the snowboard to slide across the snow due to the base being very flat, kind of like a sled. To turn, snowboarders use their edges, again just like on skis, to turn by digging their edges into the snow and leaning their weight onto their edge. While snowboarders are only on their edge, this is called carving. When you first start to snowboard, you will most likely be slarving. Slarving is an unofficial term which means slide carving. When you slarve, it means you are still on your base as well as on your edge, which basically means that you're slowing yourself down while turning. To stop, snowboarders quickly turn on either their heel edge or toe edge and make their board horizontal on the trail. They put pressure on and really dig in their edge. Trail ratings and icons. Ski hills across North America follow a trail difficulty rating guideline, so each hill will have the same icons for each rating, and each hill will judge the trails the same way. Green circle equal easy level trails. Blue square equals medium level trails. Black diamond equals advanced level trails. Double black diamond equals expert level trails. Triple black diamond equals experts only. An orange oval represents freestyle terrain. Ski hills will also have similar icons on their trail maps that represent different things such as ungroomed terrain, glades, trails, lifts, etc. Snowboarding teams. Just like other sports, there are teams for snowboarding. There are provincial level teams, national level teams, Olympic level teams, and there are skill improvement teams. National and Olympic level teams are invite only, as are the Canada Games teams. Provincial teams require a tryout and take the best of all athletes. Skill improvement teams require signing up and active participation on the teams. Olympic teams are made up of some of the best athletes in the country and are trained to compete in the Olympics. National teams are trained to compete in World Cup level events and also likely to be invited to try out for the Olympics. Provincial teams are trained to compete in FIS level events, Snowboard Nationals, and the Canada Games. Skill improvement teams are trained to become better riders. Race team training and trips. Provincial team riders train 3 hours a day, twice a week, and will often ride up to 18 hours a week. The team usually travels for racing at FIS level events and travels for training 3 to 4 times a season. There's often summer and fall dry land training, which consists of gym workouts, endurance training, stamina building, and trampoline training. The team trains for short bursts of extreme energy, which means the athletes are trained to perform at their highest level of output for up to 2.5 minutes at a time. Competitive snowboarding. There are two main types of snowboarding competitions, freestyle and racing. In all snowboarding competitions, the riders wear a bib with a number on it, compete for first, second, and third, and try and either beat everyone else's score or beat everyone else's time. Freestyle competitions. There are two main freestyle competitions, halfpipe and slopestyle. In halfpipe, riders ride through a halfpipe made of snow and do tricks as they jump out of the top and drop back in. In slopestyle, riders do tricks over a variety of features including jumps, rails, boxes, stair drops, etc. In both competitions, riders are judged by a panel of 3 to 5 judges and are scored on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 depending on the competition. Race competitions. There are 3 main competitions in the racing category of snowboarding. The first is border cross, the second is parallel giant slalom, PGS, and the third is parallel slalom. In bordercross, riders race through a course filled with bank turns, rollers, big humps, jumps, drops, etc. They compete to qualify for the finals where they will race in heats of 4 and the top 2 of each heat will move on. In PGS, riders race on special hard boot boards designed to carve at high speeds. They compete to qualify for finals where they race head-to-head twice, once in each course. Once someone crosses the finish, a clock starts until the second rider crosses the finish. In the second run, the rider in second place has to beat their opponent by more than the time they were beat by. Parallel slalom is the same as PGS, however the turns are much tighter and the boards that the riders use are much shorter. This is a Kessler PGS board. It is considered an alpine snowboard. Snowboarding in the Olympics. Snowboarding was first introduced to the Olympics in 1998 at the 1998 Nagano Winter Olympics. The first events added were giant slalom and halfpipe. They were two of the 5 new events introduced to the Olympics between 1992 and 2002. In each event, there were 2 categories, one for women and one for men. Today, Canada has the 4th most medals out of all of the countries that compete. Canada has 7 medals in total, 3 of which are gold. The USA is in first with 24 medals in total, 10 of which are gold. Today, there are 6 snowboarding events in the Olympics: men's and women's halfpipe, men's and women's parallel giant slalom, and men and women's border cross. My sources used were http://www.olympic.org/FISSnowboard, www.snowboard-coach.com slopestyle-snowboarding-competition.html, www.snowplaza.co.uk/blog/blah blah blah, and wikipedia.org/wiki/snowboarding. Thank you for watching.